Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Leah Aldridge, and I'm your virtual host for USCB's newest show called The Sandshark Show. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe and healthy inside of your homes. Today's affirmation quote is going to be based upon your individual vision as a student. I picked up this quote that I found on an app called Motivation. It's black and white. The background is black, and there are white quotation marks if any one of you want to download it. It's a very, very affirmative app, as you can tell. I found this quote, and it says, "When you feel like giving up, remember why you held on for so long in the first place." The reason why I want to share that quote with y'all is because, like I said on my last segment, being a student right now during this pandemic is not the easiest thing. I know that with all these virtual classes and all these assignments and quizzes and tests, everything can just become so overwhelming at once. And it's not easy being a student. I totally understand because obviously I am a student and I know where you're coming from. But the reason why I want to share that quote is because I want you to think of this. Think of the moment when you realized what you wanted to do or who you wanted to be. If you're not exactly sure what that is yet, just think generally of what area you want to be. Did you want to save lives? Did you want to build buildings? Did you want to be an engineer? What did you want to do? And think of that moment and think, wow, if I do this work now, if I just push and push and push to the finish line, this whole thing will be worth it. All these virtual classes will be worth it. All getting these assignments done will be worth it. And I want you to just push yourself to the finish line because Sand Sharks, we are literally almost there. It's the beginning of April. We pretty much only have a month left. It's going to be okay. I know everything can be really overwhelming right now, but really just keep that vision in the back of your head, keep that moment in the back of your head, and everything will become so worth it. It's going to be okay, Sand Sharks. Just keep swimming. Thanks.
What a great affirmation to start our second episode. Thank you, Leah. I'm Shavar Sievers, and I'm here today with Becca Lyman, and we are hosts of our Stand Sharp show. So, Becca, how does that affirmation help you?
Hey, Shavar. I think for me, when she says, think about why you held on for so long in the first place, is a great reflection on how much we have overcome as students here. I definitely have felt defeated with class, so we have to make sure to just keep swimming.
I completely understand that. I have heard so many students talking about just taking the pass-fail option or trying to adjust their online classes. But the thing is, it has kept myself and others going is thinking about graduating on time with other classmates. Also that my family and friends are going to help celebrate their accomplishment.
Yeah, I know at the end of the day, this will all be worth it. Graduating is the goal, and that we have all set this to have better opportunities in our future.
And with that being said, we have a great show for you today with some new material for our fellow USCB Sand Sharks.
Yes, I'm so excited, so let's get started. Welcome everyone to our Sand Shark show. It is a student show that is a part of our TV production course.
Yes, and we're learning how today to do the show while social distancing. First up, we have a great segment from Celia Nguyen called Study With Me. It's all about transitioning to the online environment.
Hey everyone, I'm Celia Nguyen. Welcome back to Study With Me. Last week I talked about tips that help me just in general with everything going to now online. This week's going to be a little bit about just specifically online quizzes and tests. So if your tests are allowed to be open note, open book, I highly recommend taking any notes that you need, whether it be from a PowerPoint or your book or anything like that. Write them in a notebook. Don't rely on just your PowerPoint to work while you're on the test, because some people can't switch back and forth between tabs because either it's just a big distraction for them, or the test, the way it's designed is it will kick you out of the test when you are not on that page. So be careful with that. Also, it's better for you to write things by hand. You remember them better. Also, for me, I have this calendar. I write down every quiz I have, most of the assignments that I also have, but not everybody has one of those calendars. So you can also use a whiteboard. I have my whiteboard here. I haven't written anything down on it yet, but helpful tool because you can hang it up in your room or wherever you're studying, and you'll see it every time you go in there, so you know what to expect when you need it to be done. Or even if you don't have a whiteboard, you could use your window in your room. Just take a whiteboard marker, write on it. It comes off with a little bit of glass cleaner, some water. I also have a picture frame. I know my freshman year here at USCB, we got to make cute picture frames that we could also use as whiteboards. That's just a few things that could help you with studying and doing your quizzes and tests this semester. Best of luck to everyone. Thumbs up.
Thanks, Celia. What a great way to adjust to online learning environment. And I'm such a fan of using whiteboards and handwriting all my notes because with online school, I get so lost in between the classes.
Absolutely. Calendars and notes are a great way to keep on task with classes in your own personal time.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Now let's move on to our next segment called Sand Sharks at Home, where Beverly Roberts is going to show us our Sand Sharks quarantine cooking skills and snack stock. And suddenly I'm hungry.
Right, Becca. Sophia and her sous chefs look awesome.
Well, I know I wanted to slice Sarah's dish. It looks so good. If you want to be on next week's segment, be sure to follow our social media platforms at USCB Sand Shark Show to know how to enter.
All right, let's move on before I start getting hungry too. Next, we have Michaela and Emily with our social connection segment.
Did you have a lunch or dinner date planned but had to cancel due to social distancing? No worries. One way to stay connected during this difficult time is to say yes to the lunch plans that you used to have with your friends. One idea is to video chat each other while you're cooking, or if you're anything like me and don't want your friend to see how bad you are in the kitchen, you can just chat once the food is cooked. Social distancing doesn't have to ruin all your plans. Here's an example of me and my friend doing just that.
Hey, Emily.
Hey, Michaela, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What are you eating today for our snack break?
I'm eating Cheez-Its.
Ooh,
What are you
nice.
eating for a snack today?
I got leftover nuggets, you know. How are you?
What kind of sauce?
Sweet and sour. Decided to spice it up some.
My favorite.
How are you, though?
I'm good. Just a little bored. Yeah, just a little bored and just worried. How are you?
I'm good. I start my first day at my job today. I'm an essential worker
Oh,
again.
nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I can't wait to talk during our next lunch break next week. Because, we have Netflix to watch.
Yes, Netflix is always fun.
Bye.
See, easy and simple lunch date even in this time of quarantine. Make sure you're reaching out to your family and your friends during this time. FaceTime a sibling while you're drinking a cup of coffee and make it a quick coffee date just for the two of you. It doesn't have to be anything too grand, and you definitely don't need to be a chef for this tip on staying connected. A bowl of cereal will do just fine. Thank you for joining us this week for our Staying Connected segment, and we can't wait to see you next week.
Now that is such a great idea during these times.
I know, right? I miss being able to sit down and eat with my friends.
Me too. I enjoy the quality time this offers. I'm so glad they found this way to sit down with our friends and family and spend time together. I need to do this right after the show because now I'm really hungry.
All right, so up next on the show is a segment called Sandshot Support, where Jack and Wilson are going to show us how to cope and be productive at home.
Hello, my name is Jack Blaisdell, and I'll be talking about an app that you can use to help keep you calm in this extremely distressing time. One way many people keep calm is through meditation, and this app helps with that. It's called Balance, and for the next year, they are offering free premium memberships because of COVID-19. The app offers custom meditation routines based on the information you give it. For example, every day it will ask you questions, and then it will build an audio library based on your answers. As time goes on, the app builds a routine based on you, and you can share what you like and dislike in order to further customize your experience. It can also offer advice from experts, daily recommendations, advice on improving your sleep, and you can also follow your progress on different techniques. I hope this will be helpful to those of you who are stressed out during this time. Thank you for listening.
Welcome back to the Sand Shark Support segment here with Wilson and Jack. Today we are going to look at some more online resources that can be helpful to students while we have to continue classes from home. Did you know that USCB is still offering its tutoring programs online through Zoom? You just have to create an account online and then sign up for an appointment that works best for you. You can do this by visiting uscb.edu/tutoring and clicking the Book Now button. From here, you will have to create an account if this is your first time using the service. Fill out the information requested here. It should only take a minute, and then the tutoring services will be available to you. Additionally, another great resource that can be helpful with studying is khanacademy.org. It is a website that's devoted to learning and helping students better comprehend complicated subjects and topics. This could be a great alternative option for studying for anyone who can't find a meeting time that works for them, or people who just prefer to be self-taught. Here we can see they focus a lot on math as well as science and the arts and humanities. Additionally, if you or someone you may know has a resource they think could be useful to other students and would like it to be featured on the show, feel free to send it our way.
Those are great ideas. Thanks, Jack and Wilson, for sharing such helpful tips with our online classes.
Yes, I think these are valuable resources for our fellow Sand Sharks to know about. This segment is so helpful because adjusting to online schools can sometimes be hard to figure out alone.
Of course, I didn't know about the virtual tutoring until now. I know a lot of students are struggling to keep up with their classes, and sometimes it's easier just to sit down and talk with someone else to get your idea out and have feedback.
Exactly. Speaking of great ideas, our next segment is a new one. This week we have Lindo doing Sand Sharks on the Screen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sand Shark on the Screen. I'm your host, Tyler Lindo, and I'm a communications major. I hope everybody here is staying safe during the coronavirus, but let's also have some fun during these hard times. Today, I have some people here to introduce themselves.
My name's Grant, and I'm undecided here at USCB.
My name is Jessica, and I'm studying nursing.
My name is Axel, and I am pursuing my biology major here.
My name is Zach, and I'm a psychology major.
My name is Tyler, and I am communication major.
And now that you've met all of my contestants, welcome to Riddles with Lindo. All right, is everybody ready for the first riddle?
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Okay.
The riddle is, there are two monkeys on a tree, and one jumps off. Why does the other monkey jump too?
I got it. Monkey see, monkey do.
Okay. Oh, excellent.
Okay.
Good job, boy. Good job, boy. I see you. Put him up, boy. Put him up. Yes,
22,
sir.
son.
I like that. All right. Next riddle. What's stronger than a boulder but weaker than a flying insect?
Stronger than a boulder, weaker than a flying insect. I have no idea.
Yeah, no clue.
Axel?
I ain't know.
Zach?
Back to bird.
Bird?
Giraffe.
Oh.
What?
All right, can nobody get it?
No.
The answer is gravity. It is gravity.
Makes
It
sense.
Wow.
is.
I mean, I guess.
Okay. All right, next riddle. What's the difference between a well-dressed man on a bicycle and a poorly dressed man on a unicycle?
What's the difference?
What is the difference between a well-dressed man on a bicycle and a poorly dressed man on a unicycle?
Attire.
Zach, you got it!
Okay.
Exactly. Everybody clap for Zach.
I get it.
Yes, sir. That's my guy. That is my guy.
I was gonna say one's a clown, because the only people who
He's got a
really
point.
ride.
He's got a point.
Technically,
only-
you're correct.
He's not right, but it's not a bad point.
Because only clowns ride unicycles.
All right. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next riddle. Dead on the field lies 10 soldiers in white, felled by 3 eyes, and black as night. What happened?
Repeat that one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you repeat?
All right. Dead on the field lie 10 soldiers in white, felled by 3 eyes, black as night. What happened?
They're sleeping.
No.
No idea.
They got shot.
To be
One
honest.
more time. One more time.
Yeah.
Dead on the field lie 10 soldiers in white, felled by 3 eyes, black as night. What happened?
World War III.
No. No.
So
A
there's
strike.
10 of them.
It's a strike.
What'd you say, Zach?
It's a strike.
In bowling?
Yeah.
Yes, sir! There you go, Zach! Put him up, Zach! Yes, sir! That's my
Wait,
guy.
Are we taking points? Are we
I'm taking
taking?
points right now. We're just doing this for fun, guys. We're doing this for fun.
Come on, it doesn't be competition.
I don't care.
Alrighty,
Mine was
guys.
better. Monkey see, monkey do.
We're going to do one more riddle. Are you guys ready for the last riddle, everybody?
Yeah.
Get on.
Everybody's ready? Cool.
Yeah, boss.
All right. The last riddle is, what has hands but can't clap?
A clock.
Jessica
He
Parker!
was on it. On that one.
Okay. Good job, Jessica. Good job. Good job.
Okay.
You know what? Just because Jessica got that so quick, we're going to do another riddle. But this
Yeah,
is going to
yeah.
be the last one. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Absolute last
Riddle
one.
me this.
All righty. What has legs but can't walk?
Well,
A
Oh,
table.
table.
Table, chairs, bar stool.
I heard everybody talk at one time, so we're just going to go around and everybody's going to say their answer. Grant,
I'll go with a chair.
Axel,
a table.
Zach,
Stools.
Tyler,
Table.
You
Jessica.
forgot about Jessica.
Yeah, the table. I thought I was second.
I'm just going around in a circle, honey. I'm sorry. But everybody is correct, but the technical answer was a table.
Yay.
But
What
everybody
about a man in a wheelchair?
Alrighty, guys. Well, I just want to thank Grant, Axel, Zach, Tyler, and Jessica for coming along and playing Riddles with Lindo. You guys stay tuned for next week, and let's have some fun. Everybody go ahead and say some words of encouragement and say goodbye.
Stay safe and finish the semester strong.
Bye, guys. Stay away from Corona.
Stay inside. Wash your hands.
I mean, you don't gotta stay inside. Like, it's just stay safe, everybody. Catch y'all later.
Everybody have fun. See you guys
Enjoy
later.
life.
And on to the next segment.
Becca, did you know any of those answers?
The only one I knew was the monkey see, monkey do. I caught myself blurting out the answer. And what was the hardest one for you?
Well, the one that got me was the stronger than a boulder, but weaker than an insect. Of course, gravity. I could not get it for the life of me. Thank you, Tyler, for those fun vendors. Up next is our new segment, Career Corner, with our co-host.
Welcome to the Career Corner. In this time of social distancing, we need to use our extra time to be prepared for our future. And no, I don't mean stocking up on more toilet paper. In the Career Corner, it is made to help our fellow Sand Sharks know some more about USCB's great resources and to help you get ready for your future career. I'm Becca Lynham, your co-host of the Sand Shark Show, and also a senior here in Communication Studies at USCB. Today, I will be interviewing Allison Reynolds, the Director of the Career Services here at USCB, and she has been with us for just under a year now, but she comes to us from Clemson University and has 15 years of working with college students.
Hi, Becca. Thank you for inviting me today.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here with you. And before we jump in, I just wanted to say thank you. And I hope that other students really get out of this interview what I've gotten out of all of your help. You've helped me with a great resume and led me to an internship.
Thank you, Becca. I enjoyed every minute that we worked together.
Yes. So with all this social distancing happening, we all developed new ways of work and school. Leads me to my first question. How do you think this will affect USCB students and the class of 2020 that was planning to start their careers?
Becca, that is a good question. And that is a question I started searching the very week we were all sent home to work and study remotely. What I found out, well, first of all, let me just acknowledge that the transition from college to life to starting your career is always stressful. It's just a transition time, and those are stressful. So just under normal times that is. However, now we're in a whole new place. We're in uncharted waters right now. And your class of 2020 has seen unprecedented job growth. It's been a steady job growth where there have been more opportunities than there are people to fill those opportunities. And the COVID-19 virus has completely stopped that right now. It has put our economy in a complete standstill. And understandably, that even adds to the stress that we're experiencing right now. And it's not just the class of 2020, it's everybody. But I think there's a genuine concern for our college graduates that are coming out during this. So the bad news is it has changed things. The good news is slowing down can sometimes give you time to do things you didn't have time to do beforehand. And so right now, since things are slow, if you had not had the chance to really develop your resume, to really think about researching companies, to really start thinking about who you need to network with in order to find those jobs that may not be advertised, you now have the time to do that. And so that is good news for you at this point in time. And I'm here to help you think about what you need to be doing. The other thing to think about is we know that we're going to see a lot more virtual engagement. So we're already seeing a rise of virtual career fairs. And today I plan to post some of these opportunities to the USCB Career Services website. And also we know that as a result of this, we're going to have a lot more virtual interviews. So there's going to continue to be content added to the USCB Career Services website for resources and information on how to prepare for these events. And then, of course, you can always reach out to me and we can have personal one-on-one sessions for preparation.
Yes, I love that. So I love how positive you are in this time. I know that it can be really hard to see the light, but also I myself need to take that time. I don't have a LinkedIn account yet, so I definitely need to be taking this time to work on that. And you said that you were updating the USCB Career Services page even today. So that means on uscb.edu, that's where you go, and then you click on Career Services, correct?
That's correct. You can actually search Career Services. We're under the Student Life pages, but if you just search Career Services, you'll go right to where we are.
Gotcha. And also, for our fellow Sand Sharks out there, be sure to follow USCB Career Services on Instagram and Facebook to connect with these available services and to keep up to date, because I know Allison's on top of it.
Thanks, Becca. That's absolutely right. And just yesterday, I published on Facebook. I have not done my Instagram posting, but just published on Facebook a little video alerting you to where you can find some new podcast resources that I added to the website.
Nice. Everybody loves a good podcast.
Yes.
So my next question for you, as the Career Services Director, what are some online job options that you know of that can help students right now?
Opportunities on the website where you can find some online gig type jobs for working remotely. We do know that companies have gotten more comfortable with remote workers, and we anticipate that they're going to get even more comfortable in this environment. So there are several links to online job boards where you can find these virtual jobs. It's under the Student Resources page on, actually no, they're not under the Student Resources page. It's under the Internship Spotlight page where you can find these. Other online opportunities, and this is something that you could be doing as an in the meantime if you're a graduate and you're not having the job opportunities come your way right now, is considering doing micro internships. And also on this Internship Spotlight page, you'll see some information about a company called Parker Dewey, and they are a company that was specifically designed to help students do college students with micro internships. And a micro internship is really a short-term project-based opportunity. And so companies all over the United States can post to students to have them come and help them do project work that might last from 5 hours of work to 40 hours of work, and you get paid for this time. So it's a way to build skills, to have explore other opportunities career-wise that are out there. The thing to remember is you don't need to jump on this job board without understanding how to professionally present yourself. So be prepared and watch for updates on how to apply for a Parker Dewey internship, and those are coming soon.
Oh, that's so exciting. I've never heard of a micro internship before. My goodness. So I like that concept because it's not a huge commitment for students. I know that can be really hard sometimes, but that is a resume booster right there.
Yes. It sure is. It sure is.
Yes. And so also in these times, we've mentioned that students have lost their jobs and people are kind of scrambling right now. So for the students that have had this hard time and they want to get in the steps of their career, what do you think it would be like on a resume to put something like delivering pizzas in this time? Do you think that would have a negative context?
That's another good question. And I've had some conversations with some professionals in the field and to see what they think about this. And the consensus seems to be we are recognizing that this is a different time. And when you lose a job and you need to have an income to just keep food on the table, to just keep the lights on, that nobody's going to fault you for doing that hustle. In fact, it shows that you have resilience and you know how to thrive in a time like this. And so keeping that in mind, if you are somebody and you've lost your position, maybe you worked in a restaurant and it's closed and you need some money right now, think about the essential services that are still open. Think about applying at the grocery stores, the drug stores, going back and delivering pizza. I mean, if you were a delivery driver before, hopefully you still are now. Think about DillDash. Look at the restaurants in your area and notice which ones are actually still open and delivering food to their patrons. So these are good. And I think that the other thing to think about is if you are in this situation and you're not exactly getting started on your ideal career job, you can work with somebody like me. Even after you graduate, you can call me and we can craft your resume so that your best experience is what the employers see first. And then we can vary this a little bit so it's not the first thing that they see.